Hey ladies, welcome back to my channel. Okay, so I have been getting messages, and I mean a lot of messages, asking me about this ginger rice and salt situation that has been going around. And I thought, you know what? Let me actually try this. Let me do it on camera. Let me show you exactly what happens to my skin, and we are going to find out together. Over 50, 60, 70s, 80s. This one is for all of you. Are you ready? Let's get this beauty started. You know, sometimes I walk into my kitchen for completely unrelated reasons. I think I was looking for my reading glasses, which were not in the kitchen, by the way, they were on my face, and I just happened to see my ginger root sitting there on the counter, and I thought, so here I am. And I have to be honest with you, I went into this a little bit skeptical. I'm an esthetician, I know skin, and when something says it erases all wrinkles in 20 minutes, I want to raise an eyebrow. But I also know that ginger and rice have been used on skin for a very long time. We're talking centuries. So I kept an open mind, and what I found actually surprised me. So let's get into it. So before I put anything on my face, I want to show you what I put together this morning. And it is literally 3 things. Ginger, fresh ginger, not powder. Please use fresh. Rice, and a little pinch of salt. That's it. I grated the ginger myself. I soaked the rice overnight in a little water, and I just combined them. And I want to say, I know this sounds like something you'd put on a salad. I know. But stay with me. Now, while that's sitting and doing its thing, I'm going to go ahead and start on my skin, because I don't skip prep. I never skip prep. And I feel like this is actually the conversation we should be having more on this channel, because the prep is half the work, you know? So I'm starting with my micellar water. I've had this on my counter for, I don't know, months now. It just keeps showing up because I keep buying it. L'Oreal, the pink cap, very basic, very reliable. Cotton pad, sweep across the face, done. I did a whole video on why I think micellar water is one of the most underrated steps for mature skin, so go check that out if you haven't already. Now here's something I want to mention. My mom called me last week. She's in her 70s, very fair skin, just the loveliest skin, but so dry. And she said, Nicole, what is that serum you use, the one you talked about on your channel? And I could not for the life of me remember which one she meant. I said, Mom, I talk about a lot of serums. And she said the yellow one. So if you know which yellow serum she's talking about, leave it in the comments, because apparently I need a reminder too. Okay, so after micellar water, I'm going in with just a light layer of my La Roche-Posay serum. This is the vitamin C one, and I love it. I love what it does for brightness and evening out my skin tone. Just a few drops, pressed in gently, not rubbed, pressed. And then I'm going to let that absorb for just a minute before we go in with the ginger mixture. And I am going to do my eye primer now, because even though today is more of a skincare forward video, I still want my lids prepped. The discoloration on my lids, and I think a lot of you in your 60s and 70s know exactly what I'm talking about. It just needs a base. Otherwise, everything shifts and creases within the hour. So just a tiny tap of eye primer on each lid, blend it in, and we are ready. Less is more today, ladies. We are not layering 12 things. We are being intentional. Okay, so here we go. I have my mixture right here, and I want to talk to you about what's actually in this before I put it on my face, because I think you deserve to know why this works. Not just that it works, but why. And I'm going to be real with you, as I always am, about what this can and cannot do. Okay? So ginger. Ginger has been used on skin for centuries. Asian skincare traditions, Ayurvedic practices, what have you. And what it does is it increases circulation. And circulation, ladies, is everything. When I was doing makeup on mature women on location, what I would always notice is that the skin that looked the most alive, the most radiant, was skin that had good blood flow. That's what gives you that glow from within. Ginger also has anti-inflammatory properties, so any puffiness, any kind of low-grade irritation, it helps calm all of that down. Does it erase every wrinkle in 20 minutes? I'm going to be honest. No. But does it wake your skin up in a way that makes everything look better? Yes. Genuinely, yes. Now rice water has been a beauty staple in Japan and Korea and across Asia for I don't know how long, and the reason is that rice contains something very close to niacinamide. It brightens, it evens out skin tone, it helps with those patches of pigmentation that a lot of us are dealing with in our 60s and 70s. I feel like this is one of those things that expensive serums are trying to bottle and you can literally get it from your pantry. And the salt is just a very gentle physical exfoliant. Very gentle. We are not scrubbing, we are not doing anything aggressive, we are just helping to lift the very top layer of dead skin cells so that everything underneath can breathe and so that whatever you put on afterward can actually absorb. If your skin is sensitive, and I know some of you in your 70s and 80s have very delicate skin, you can leave the salt out entirely. Not a big to-do, it's optional. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a small amount of the mixture on my fingertips, and look, it's not glamorous. I want to be upfront about that. And I'm going to press it gently onto my cheeks. I'm going to go up toward my forehead. I'm going to avoid the eye area. Do not put this on your eye area. The ginger will sting, and we don't want that. Just the cheeks, the forehead, the chin, the jawline. Gentle circular motions, and I mean gentle. If your hands are a little shaky, that is completely fine. You are not doing surgery. You're just moving it around softly. And then, this is the part I was not expecting, you leave it. For about 15 to 20 minutes. I'm going to set a timer. And while it sits, what the ginger is doing is warming the skin, increasing that blood flow, and the rice water is starting to absorb. You might feel a very mild tingle. That's normal. If it burns, take it off. There's a difference between a tingle and a burn. Trust yourself on that. Okay, my timer is going. And while we wait, I'm going to do my mascara because I cannot sit here with no mascara on. I just can't. I'm going in with my Volume Up mascara. I made this because every mascara I tried was either too wet or too clumpy, and on mature lashes, you need something that coats without weighing down. I'm going to wiggle at the base and pull through. And I'm going to do my lash curler first, actually. I almost skipped it. I got so excited about the ginger, because curling first makes everything open up, especially if you have hooded lids. Especially. Okay, curling, then mascara. There we go. And now we wait. Okay, so the timer went off and I rinsed everything off with lukewarm water. Not hot, not cold, just lukewarm. And I patted dry. And I want to tell you what I noticed immediately. My skin looked pinker, in a good way, in a alive way, like something had just woken up under there. And I touched it and it felt softer than before. I'm touching it right now and I keep touching it because I can't stop. Does that make sense? So now I'm going to complete the skin, and I want to keep everything very light today because the skin is already doing a lot. I don't want to bury what just happened under a heavy foundation. That would defeat the whole purpose. I'm going in with my Nick Ray concealer, just under the eye, just where I need the heavy lifting. A little on the inner corner, a little down onto the cheek where I have some pigmentation. I'm pressing it in with my ring finger because that's the lightest touch you have. If you haven't heard me say that before, use your ring finger under the eye, always. And then just my BB cream, very light, pressed in with my fingers across the cheeks and forehead. I want you to see my skin today. I really want you to see it. I'm not trying to create a surface. I'm trying to just even everything out and let the skin show through. There's a big difference between wearing your skin and covering it up. And I think as we get into our 60s, 70s, 80s, we start to understand that difference in a way that maybe we didn't when we were younger. Brows, quick. Anastasia brow pencil, just filling in the sparse patches. My brows have been on a journey, I'll just say that. We don't need to discuss it further. Blush. I'm reaching for my St. Bart's today. It's a little warmer, a little more coral, and I feel like after the ginger, my skin has this natural flush that I just want to enhance rather than fight. Cream formula tapped onto the apple, blended upward. And I'm also going to tap just a tiny bit on the tip of my nose because I feel like that's something we stopped doing at some point, and I want to bring it back. It just looks natural and a little sun-kissed, and I love it. Now lips. I prepped them this morning, just a little balm, and I want to try something today. I have been looking at this NARS lip color for weeks, and I bought it, and then I lost it, and then I found it yesterday in a coat pocket of all places. There you are, and I want to try it. It's a berryish mauve, and I'm not sure it's going to work with the warmth of the blush, but let's just see. I'm going in with my cameo liner first, just to define the shape. Okay, and now the color. You know what? I think I like it. I wasn't sure, but I think I actually like it. It's giving sophisticated. It's giving I've been places. Setting spray, just a light mist, arm's length away, eyes closed. Done. Oh, and I have to tell you, completely off topic, but I cannot not mention it. I have been self-tanning. I know. I went down a whole self-tanning rabbit hole last month. I bought 3 different formulas. I tested all of them, and I have thoughts. I have a lot of thoughts. And Aunt Nancy has been texting me asking for a full update because apparently she's been self-tanning too, and we have not compared notes yet. So that video is coming. I don't know when, but it's coming. So ladies, there you have it. Ginger, rice, and salt. 3 things from your kitchen that have been sitting there this whole time. And look, I came into this skeptical. I want you to know that. I'm not someone who just puts anything on my face and tells you it's magic. But I tried it. I showed you exactly what I did, and my skin looked more awake, more alive, more like itself afterward. And that is worth something. So I want to know, have you tried anything like this before? A kitchen remedy, a homemade mask, something your mother or your grandmother swore by? Tell me in the comments below. I read every single one, and I want to know what you've been doing. Report back to me. And until my next video, I'll see you later.